Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the Talk Fire Show. This is episode 4. You know who I am already. Nikki, say hello.
What's up, everybody? We got Zoe here on the Subjective Perspective Show's Living Room, Living Life Studio. The Talk Fire Show is becoming video, and we have the video component you've been waiting for. Zoe here with us, the Talk Fire Show, episode 4, and we are hoping that our audio is picking up. Lisa TSP will let us know. Zoe, episode 4, my brother. It's good to see you, kid.
I hope it's picking up right now, man, because I have a lot I want to talk about, man. Mainly my Mets, man. My Mets. It's the happiest I've been. And, oh, yes. Is that the thumbs up? Was that the thumbs up?
You could see me. Lisa just came in and gave us a thumbs up. We are good. We can hear you. You look marvelous, my brother, here on the big screen at the Now Talk Fire Show. When we do our show, video camera. So this is TTFS video camera here, and we're at the Living Room, Living Life Studio, and you already know we do this thing, Bud and Roach Entertainment. This is one of the creators, now my partner in the Bud and Roach Entertainment Network, my man Zoe. And again, I'm Nick of the Subjective Perspective, and we're going to get into some fire for you. Brother, what's going on with them Mets, kid? And I'm going to just lean over and make you a little louder just to pop around with some audio. But what's going on with the Mets, kiddo?
The Mets are doing something that I think if you thought were a few years away, every year I think it's their year because I'm a true believer. I always believe, man, the same with the Mets since 69, you got to believe. And, people just, that's always been a rallying cry, the Amazons, you got to believe. It started again late July, early August, and, it hasn't stopped since. And it's been a hell of a ride to go on. I've never been on a ride like this with the Mets before. I've been in some great rides with the Mets, 06, 2000, 99, Robert Ventura, the walk-off grand slam. I got to go through those things, but, even being there in 06 and witnessing Indy Chavez, the catch live in person to
that's crazy.
Giving up the home run to Yadier Molina in the top of the ninth to, Beltran striking out on the world's most wicked curveball I've still seen to this date in my life. To see that, man, this is the greatest ride I've been on with the Mets, man. And it's not over, man. I don't want to jinx it, man, but I feel like it's not over. Everyone, I just keep telling them 4 more, man, 4 more.
Yo, now listen, let's talk some Mets from the 86. That was my time period when I was like 8 years old, 10 years old. And I remember a couple great pitchers. One was Jesse Roscoe. Jesse Roscoe, I think he was one of the pitchers in the very last game, which was a wild game. But Ron Darling also. Ron Darling. Do you remember that name?
Darling, man. Ronnie, man. He's actually one of the Mets' main broadcasters right now. He's broadcasting, so that's why Ronnie, man.
What is it, man, about the Mets this year? For me, I saw the Mets. They were in such camaraderie, my brother. They were totally for one another, supporting one another. And I think that's what makes great teams. People that go to bat for one another and are willing to strike out, but at least try and do it selflessly. And that's what the Mets do. Who was that? Dan Murphy? Was that Murphy?
Daniel Murphy, man. Murph is on a tear right now, setting records, man. 6 straight postseason home run, man. Like absolute bombs, and it's amazing, man, to be a part of it, to witness it. The Mets, the word used perfectly with them was camaraderie this year. They had great pitching, which is what you need in today's game. It seems to win is great young pitching, and they had that in spades all year long. But they were struggling offensively for most of the season. They were last in runs on July 31st in the entire major leagues. And after that, from July 31st to today, they've scored the most runs in the major league. So that just shows you how fast, a couple moves, a quick mindset change. A big rally for them was, I think, the thing with Wilmer Flores. Everyone saw it when Wilmer Flores cried on the field. This is a kid, he spent most of his life, his entire baseball career since he's 16, when he signed his unsigned free agent with the team. He's crying, thinking, I'm not with the team I thought I was going to spend my entire career with. And, he's a part of something special. Thing he's going somewhere where he doesn't know he's going to be where he doesn't want to be. And you saw his raw emotion on national TV, man, crying on the field. And, it became a rallying cry. 2 nights later, he had a walk-off home run, man. And, it's been huge for them, man. Everything's been huge. They've been timely with their home runs. Just turning it around completely offensively and still doing what they've done great pitching-wise, man. And it's what's gotten us here.
Yo, their pitchers are off the hook. Those are some of the best pitching. That's the best pitching staff right now in the league. That's a crazy – and they're young.
They're young, man. They're so young. The Mets have most of these guys under control for at least another 4 or 5 years. It's going to cost a lot of money to keep them together, so you don't know if you can. But I just imagine, man, the chance we have to maybe, quite possibly, maybe, God willing, put together the type of rotation the Braves had through the 90s. With Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz, won I was thinking consecutive, National League East Championship crowns, man. They did it on the back of great pitching. All of whom are in the Hall of Fame now. I think Glavine will be the last one to go in if he hasn't gone in yet. It was Smoltz this last one. But all 3 of whom are in the Hall of Fame were all together in the same rotation. They only won 1 World Series, and people talk about them in a certain way. But any way you cut it, they all had Hall of Fame careers. And you have all 3 of them this year go out on a limb as people. And even, Chipper Jones, man, someone who made a career out of tormenting someone like me, a true Mets fan. He made a career out of tormenting us. Go out of his way to say how good the Mets pitching staff, how good they are right now. These are sworn mortal enemies of, Mets.
Yes.
And they went out of their way to cross lines and say that, man. And that speaks to what's going on right now, man. And I think people are, taking a look at it and realizing.
It's big. We just had, I was telling you, when we were talking off air before, a gentleman named Ernie Latwatis on the Subjective Perspective show. Go check it out, everybody. But Ernie was talking about, if you've listened to it already, how exactly what you said, how incredible the Mets pitching staff is, and how they were really like the Yankees back in the 50s, where they won like title after title. They can be that new team, that new camp, and it's because I think a lot of right decisions and the way the culture of their team is. And David Wright, I mean, he's been there for quite some time. Incredible, incredible leader.
Yes, he went through the early bad years when he first came up, where you weren't sure what they'd be. When they turned it around, when you thought they would turn around, they'd be great for some while. You thought him and Jose Reyes, you thought they'd get more than one, trip to the playoffs together. They only got that one. A lot of Mets fans know we don't like to discuss it. I'm not going to discuss what happened in 2 previous seasons. I don't want to jinx the Mets, so I'm not discussing what happened those 2 previous years after 06. We know what happened the first few years in Citi Field till this year. But it's been, David Wright's been there through it all, man. He's steadfast. He's never complained. He's always, done the right thing, man. And it's rewarding him. And I think it shows, one thing I want to say, it shows a lot of class to the Cubs, man, to give him the third base bag, the actual base game from game 4.
Yeah.
At Wrigley, they gave him the base.
That's crazy.
They gave like a note, said, congratulations, keep going, we hope you get this, something like that. But they gave him the actual base. And that's a class move. City from a team, from a fan base that's been hurting. And I feel for the Cubs, man. If there's any team, if we didn't win, if there's any team I want to see win it, it'd be the Cubbies.
Yeah, and right on. I'm with it. I'm with that. So, and the Cubs, like you said, class acts. And I think that it really speaks to the way that these guys are looking at one another on the field. They understand that they're up against a huge amount of pressure. and they all take it different ways, and to still be sportsmanlike and to be kind really is a testament to their character, and I think it's awesome. Do you think that now? Listen, did you think that they were going to sweep the Cubs? That's the craziest thing to me right now.
Not think they were going to sweep the Cubs. I told everyone Mets in 6. I said it to everyone. I said Mets in 6. I thought that Jake Arrieta would win a game or two, or at least John Lester. Those two guys would put together 2 wins. I knew I had a feeling we beat them regardless, but I did think it'd be at least 6 games. I didn't think we sweep them. I think the sweep just made it a sweeter feeling. The thing that worries me about the sweep, if you have someone like Murph who's hot, you want him to stay hitting. And now he's not. He hasn't hit. He won't have hit in about 6 days, going into tomorrow, 5-6 days. So it worries me a little bit there. But, just the way they've played all year, they'll figure it out, man. And like I said a few times, man, if, no matter what, if the Mets are in slam distance, I don't want to face them right now.
I'm loving. Now, listen, one of my favorite Mets players all time, they call him the Big Mac. You remember this guy? What was his name? So I just brought that up. I totally just forgot his name. Let me look at my smartphone. Oh man, McDonald's. Oh gosh, hold on one second. Well, McDonald's does have a Big Mac. Don't eat it though. Not good for you. Stay organic. But let's see, New York Mets. And
I think Kevin McDonald, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah. What? Kevin McDonald?
Kevin McDonald's or Kevin McReynolds, one of those two.
Yeah, McReynolds, I think it is. Okay, hold on one sec. That's exactly. Got the roster right here. Oh my God. Okay, I'm looking at the roster of the 86 Mets. Pitchers, I'm just going to mention Rick Aguilera. I remember Rick Aguilera. Rick Anderson, Bruce Bereni, Ron Darling, Sid Fernandez. Sid was killer. Doc Gooden, Terry Leach, Ed Lynch, Roger McDowell. Okay?
I forgot about Roger McDowell.
That's crazy. John Mitchell, Randy Myers, Randy Neiman, Bobby Ojeda. Bobby Ojeda was good. Jesse Orosco, you mentioned Jesse, and Doug Sisk. Catchers, Gary Carter. John Gibbons, Ed Hearn, and Barry Lyons. Now, I remember Barry Lyons. Okay, now, our guy is an outfielder, and... Okay, let's go infield. I'm not seeing his name. Why is this... Not Kevin Mitchell. Not Kevin Mitchell? They had Dykstra, Danny Heap, Lee Mazzilli, Mookie Wilson, Mook, Keith Hernandez, Hojo, Howard Johnson, Wally Backman. Okay, hold on one sec. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say New York Mets, and I'm going to say the name you said, brother. And we're going to say Kevin McCarthy? Kevin McCarthy, was it? Show me some senator right here. All right, well, anyway, this guy was like good. I don't know why I can't find it, brother. I apologize.
It's so good, brother.
Man, this guy was really good, though. All right, well, no worries. But let me try McReynolds. McReynolds. No, not Kevin McReynolds, Mets. Let's see. Yeah, that's him. That's the dude. Kevin McReynolds. He was in '88 an MVP candidate, so he was after the '86 Mets. He was young. Yeah, he was. Say it again.
I know he played for the Mets. I remember that name.
And that's what's crazy. So, when I think about it, what the Mets are doing is like almost 20 years later, from the 86. That's crazy. It really is almost that time, just a year apart. But I think that they have a lot of years to come that are going to be hot because of their attitude. That's a winning attitude. When you're good to each other, when you support one another, you get a team like the New York Mets. And I love it, and it makes you love them. You're endeared to them because they're so, selfless and humble and kind. And I love it, bro. What are you doing for the games coming up?
Huh?
What are you doing for the games this week?
I'll probably be home watching with my dad Wednesday. For Wednesday's game.
That's the best.
I don't know if I do anything. Thursday they're off, but Friday they're out here. Friday I may go out to watch Friday's game, man. Because it's Friday and
yeah,
we're out here in the city, so the city's gonna be insane everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
I'll put on the Mets jersey, throw the Mets hat on.
That 7 line's gonna be hot. The 7 line's gonna be off the chain. It's gonna be rocking off the tracks.
I keep telling everybody, man, you're going to see a crazy, wild party side of me you haven't seen since I was 21, man. I'm going to drink like I'm 21.
You got to enjoy this moment right now if you're a Mets fan. Zoe's been a Mets fan since day one. Now, listen, football, Giants. Are you a fan?
Huh?
Are you a Giants fan or a Jets fan?
I'm a Jets fan.
Oh, okay. Right on.
I tell everyone, Jets, Giants isn't like Mets Yankees for me.
Yeah,
I like to see the Giants do good as long as they're not playing the Jets. I love the fact that the Giants stopped Tom Brady from winning 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
For the second one, I told them if Tom Coughlin beats Bill Belichick and Brady again, I don't care what you say, Tom Coughlin goes down in the book as equal to or greater because he beat him twice, and he did it. So I don't care what anyone says, Tom Coughlin goes in the book with him.
Good points.
Anyone says.
That's good points. Listen, let's switch it up to what's going on right now with the election. Trump still a front runner. And a lot of people calling for change. They're tired of the same political system. We understand that. What do you make of it, bro? How we know that he's speaking to the voice of wanting change, but is it Trump that this country needs?
No, I don't think it's Trump that this country needs. No, I don't think it's Trump. This country needs Trump at all. Dear God help us shit that happened. We do not need Trump. No. I do think this 2-party system, electoral college system bullshit needs to change. I'm going to call it flat out what it is. It's bullshit from day one. You can win the popular vote by a landslide and still lose because you have to win states and get their individual votes, which means what's the fuck's the point of being counting, the total votes. I think it does need to come down to the point where it is just the vote, the popular vote is what wins. Whoever tallies the most wins. Any other way seems to be broken. I don't know how you necessarily get that to work. Because we do see in countries where it is corrupt, and I'm not gonna necessarily say our country's corrupt, but it's not necessarily not corrupt.
Yeah, good way to put that. Diplomatic and true. There's a lot of corruption, and we see it. Anybody, as George Carlin said, who could read the newspaper even half bad, sees how crazy some things are. And it's those things that the good people are working to correct and working to eradicate the nonsense. And so that's why. But in Roach Entertainment, my brother, I love what we do. I love that we've been doing this nearly 4 years. Coming in April, you start, and then I come on a couple months later. And this is, again, the Talk Fire show, everybody. We are grassroots working class people. Zoe's calling in from Brooklyn right now, video conferencing. Here we are in Santa Cruz, California, and we are what make, I believe, this country honorable and proud. It's the people that work hard, the people that work to help those around them that are super awesome in our books. And, you know, bro, like, I just got to say, we have been doing this so long, have had so many conversations. I could do this time and time again with you because it opens up our thought process. And it's like, it's sort of like a mental workout. When you get done, like, you feel like, wow, you know, you're like just a little more fulfilled, a little more something, you know? And I just got to say, the Talk Fire show is in its infancy, and the future is wide open. This is really cool doing this, you know? I dig it.
Infinite and endless, and that's what I love about it, man. You know, and this doing the video thing today, man. I'm looking at myself. I'm sorry. I probably just went dark there. I have my foot on my light switch. I'm sorry.
It did. It's funny.
Because I actually saw the screen and flickered and went out. That's gotta be when you see that on video.
Hey, how's Brooklyn right now, brother? How's Brooklyn?
It's a little fucking chilly, man. You know, the weather can't make up its mind, man. Last week it was cold early last week. By the middle of last week, it was like 70-something degrees. And then, you know, it cooled off again. And now today it was like 40 when it woke up. It only went up to like 50-something. And, you know, it was still chilly in the shade all day. Now it's starting to get cold again. Like 70 on Wednesday, man. So I don't know what the fuck this weather wants to do.
Wow, I know how that is. I remember those days. It's so, you know, California, everybody, for if you're checking us out from somewhere else in the world, it's where we are in Northern California, really the Central Coast. It's pretty much 75 year round, 80s. It'll hit 90s a little bit, but there's no humidity. It's just insanely beautiful. Colorado also has that beautiful weather. So there's a lot going on with thought process. So let me put on a commercial, 17 seconds, just to put everybody on to the subjective lens, ladies and gents. Check out our photography page.
Howdy, everybody. Would any of you like to have a photo featured in the Lens of the Week section on the subjective lens page on Bud and Roach Entertainment? Send your photo to budandroachent@gmail.com and be the next feature.
Yeah, ladies and gents. So I know you couldn't hear that on your side, but I just did a little dance to be it's like a 17-second little commercial we did. But ladies and gents, if you want to submit a picture to the Subjective Perspective shows, the subjective lens page, submit it to budandroachent@gmail.com, and you'll be able to send us your picture anywhere around the world, and we'll put it up. And we'll definitely put it on up, especially on Lens of the Week, which is the premier spot for one of the top pictures we think we get. Also, so I'm going to play one more commercial, just give everybody the video artist and let them in on that good stuff. Okay. All right, everybody. This is the video artist.
The video artist. The video artist. The video artist. The video artist. The video artist. The video artist is the premier location on the Bud and Roach Entertainment Network to find some of the greatest videos on the World Wide Web. Submit your video now for consideration to budandroachent@gmail.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, so I don't know if you could see me, but I was dancing while that was on, so I had to minimize you. You are coming in perfect on our side. And ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 4 of the Talk Fire show, hosted by Zoe and Nick. And I also host the Subjective Perspective show, and Zoe hosts what's going to be called a show we're not going to unveil yet. We're not going to unveil it yet because we're going to wait. We don't want to.
Just got to wait for it.
Things are going to happen, you know, and it's going to be super dope. but just stay linked. This Friday night, we have Nikki's Wives on Amazing Band, and it's going to be a Halloween special. You got to check it out. It's got great guests all confirmed through up to February roughly on the Subjective Perspective show. So stay linked, everybody, to tsp.buddenroach.com. And as always, you can find me and Zoe kicking it here on the Talkfire show at www.buddenroach.com/the Talkfire show. Yo, Zoe, so Trump striking a nerve with the population. Now, what do you really think is going to happen, man? Like, what? I know it's a tough one. What do you think?
I legitimately see, I think people aren't paying attention to the fact that he's the front runner, and that that as far as it appears, he may be the one to win the Republican nomination. And this is what Republicans saying he's not one of us, but he's the leading Republican. He's the leading polling Republican. So if he isn't a Republican, what is he?
Good point.
And can't give you a legitimate answer, man. And it's crazy. I think Bernie Sanders brings up a lot of good points with some of his ideas, some of the stuff he wants to do. But I think you need to look outside the box, man, as far as presidential candidates go, man. I don't. It's not gonna come from someone like fixing it. I'm sorry to say it's not gonna come from Hillary. I know a lot of people are saying Hillary 2016. But
the dynasty of Clinton-Bush, the Clinton-Bush dynasty. They've been doing it for many years, those crews.
People are just could be another be in office. Do we need a Bush as president? Or should I say fourth, if you want to talk about the years Papa Bush was vice president running for controlling it for Ronald Reagan after his little incident.
That time was CIA with Bush and the Merrill Lynch and all the big corporations that were just starting out early on. That was the big corporate takeover, I think, that really took us on this ride of believing that this nation was going in a great direction, and now 2015 realizing that many of working class people have fell below the lines of the life that they once lived economically, as well as finding ourselves lacking jobs. And a lot of the factory jobs that left overseas. And that's what's weird about hearing Trump talk about the building a wall and things like that, because for me, it's people like him that sent the jobs overseas, I have shirts made by him that are not made here. And I got one over at Goodwill. It was like $2 and it was solid. And what's cool about out here is like Goodwill, Salvation Army, these are like hip spots to go like shop at. And I got wardrobes for like $20, like 3-4 like full blown like pants shirts, and it's crazy.
One of my brother's former coworkers, when I was with my ex, she was always telling me every time we would hang out at the club after we got off of work. She would always have like just the crazy. She was a manager at the club at the time. She would always have one of the craziest outfits, and you would think, like, you look at it like, Jesus, how much do you spend on clothes? She was like, what? I got this so cheap. And thrift store. She's like, I threw all my money at thrift stores, man. Nikki, I popped my head in there a couple weeks ago because I needed college shirts. I was too lazy to do laundry.
Oh yeah.
I walked out there with 4 college shirts, 2 pairs of jeans. And I even got like a little Jets like T-shirt, man.
Right on. And yo, Brooklyn's good like that because you got hipsters. You got people that are trying to be economically savvy and sound. So like, it's a good thing. Out here, though, the food is what gets me, man. Like, I get a bag of avocados for $1, 8 avocados for $1. That's a lot of avocados. I get 10 pounds of oranges for $1. 10 pounds for $1 here. This is like when you get here, my brother, you're going to see, we're going to drive down Highway 1.
Oranges for $1.
10 pounds. So we juice all our own stuff. Like, it's crazy. I'm going to show you all the produce, the fields of lettuce and strawberries, all right around the corner. And that's where 80% of America's produce is grown here. They call it the salad bowl of America. And it's crazy. And this is where, if you get strawberries out in Brooklyn, they're probably coming from Watsonville or Salinas. We lived in Salinas, and we lived right next to Watsonville, too. It's incredible, my brother, and I just wish everybody had that access because we eat really healthy. And what I want to do is this, my brother, because I think we've been on for roughly a half hour, and I think the Talk Fire show, what's dope about it is that you get to connect with me and my partner Zoe here. We are the owners of Bud and Roach Entertainment, as well as the hosts of the Talk Fire show. And again, my show, other show, at least at TSP, the Subjective Perspective show. Be on the look for Zoe's new show coming out in a couple weeks to months. It's going to be fire, and you're going to dig. It might come out even sooner. You never know. Brother, listen. Let me give you the final moment or two, as long as you want. What do you want to leave our fine audience of people who check us out around the world, thousands of you a week? Thank y'all. What do you want to let these awesome people know, my brother?
I just want to tell everybody, man, keep fighting a good fight, man. Even when it seems darkest, it always seems darkest before the dawn, man. That's all I have to say, man.
Good point. Ladies, gentlemen.
Life gets home. Don't last. Keep fighting through it. There's a brighter day ahead for you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart for anyone. And then, this is veering off topic from everything we've spoken about, but I know that this is something serious for people. A lot of people can feel hopeless in a situation. That moment there isn't your final moment. Just love life, man. Love life, because you only get one, and you have to love it, because after this, no one knows what comes after this. So despite what anyone wants to fucking tell you that they do know, none of us know. So enjoy life, love it, do the right thing. We all know right from wrong. Just live life, love it, and life will love you. And let's go Mets, man. Four more.
Know it. LGM. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Talk Fire Show, episode 4, and we about to sign you off as I bring up the console. My man Zong, I'll bring you back up on video. Peace him out, brother. That's Zoe right there, the man behind Bud and Roach Entertainment. That's 4 more. LGM. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know where we're going. We are the Talk Fire Show. Welcome everyone.